We have 35. I've taken everything as a
Uh-huh.
suggestion when I ask for suggestions, including people's comments. So there are 35 suggestions that you can choose from. So
Okay.
um, wait, before
Was
you
there
do
any?
that,
Yeah.
I'm titling us. All
Okay.
right, here we go. Wait. With
Waiting.
uh, uh, here we go.
Were there any that like jumped out at you?
I mean, there are
Will
for
do.
sure. There always are, and I always battle my instinct to like fudge it, and then just
Yeah.
go. I did it once with Adrian because the suggestion was like so perfect. So I was like, I'm just gonna let
Uh,
the suggestion
yeah, yeah.
go, and it was just back and forth.
Uh,
Like it was so fun. But a lot of these we have now are like so many cool ones. So I don't think you can really go wrong. And we've got them from all over. Like my friend Lakshmi from India, and Monica from Poland, and
yay.
Stefan, who I think you might know, he's in Copenhagen. So we've got a whole bunch
Uh-huh.
of different suggestions. So yeah, pick 1 through 35.
I'll go right slap bang in the middle for 17.
Okay. And now's the point in the show where I count 9, 10.
I'm gonna create you like a random generator so you can put them all in and press like randomize.
It's so great. The suggestion comes from Orla McGovern, and it's
Uh-huh.
the suggestion is Tom Brits question mark.
Uh-huh. Okay, great. You think they're Brits?
I think so. I have a hard time with my ear. Like I can't pick up dialects. So I'm thinking it's either, I've got it narrowed down and it could be British.
Yeah.
They could be from New Zealand or South Africa.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if they were Australian or
Ooh,
Canadian. Um,
Brits?
were you not very good at music either when you were a kid?
No. I was terrible. Like I don't have an ear for it.
Same. Like, we still, we still had to do classes, and then they made us, try to play. Oh God, yeah, I'm flashing back. They made us replay what they played on a piano, but play it on our flute.
No,
And yeah, and I can't, I don't know, and I'm really bad at rhythm as well. Oh, I'm
yeah,
never
you've
gonna
got no
forget that.
rhythm. You've got zero rhythm.
I've got zero rhythm. Can you imagine? Just flash back to like 12-year-old me having to do that. I'm flashing back right now, John.
Yeah, I can't. Like I remember when I was 12, I first wanted to play the saxophone, and then
Hmm.
I gave that up because the reed split, and I was too lazy. And then I'm like, I'll play the trumpet. And I remember I was in the 7th grade, and we had our big concert, and I didn't know how to read music. I did no practicing, so I just got up there and I just started playing, but I wasn't playing. I was just pretending. So I would look at somebody's fingers, and then I would start to make the same fingers, but I never blew through the trumpet.
Oh no, I'm cringing for you as well.
I know. I know. It's like we both had post-traumatic stress thinking about that.
Oh God, yeah, it's easily one of those traumatizing moments because then I remember leaving the music room, trying to be composed, and then
Good
tripping.
pun. Good pun.
Oh God, I
Knowledge.
hate myself for it.
No, don't sell
I
it.
hate I hate myself for punning. Oh,
So you're trying to be composed.
I'm trying to be composed, and then I tripped, and then I had to get up and go to the bathroom and cry by myself
Oh,
because I had no one to go cry with me.
oh, oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I feel like I grew as a person, but now I've kind of gone back and reverted as a person, and now that's me again.
And
Whew.
it's funny, like I said, I'm sorry. I didn't really even commit to it. I was like, is this what you say? I'm sorry.
I know, like, well, I guess when I say I'm sorry, it's because I put myself in someone's shoes. So when you tell me all your embarrassing stories, it's like a flash into your body and experience them firsthand. And
Well,
then I physically cringe for you in
I
that moment.
I do have an embarrassing story I haven't shared with you. And
Oh God.
yeah, you shared one with me, so I'm going to share one with you.
Right.
Uh, and afterwards, I'm open for notes, which is a pun intended with the music situation. I got a ton of those. When I was at that same year, when I was faking my trumpet playing, I wanted to try out for the basketball team, and I wore my shorts under my clothes because I wanted to get on the basketball court right after school for the tryouts. And the basketball coach came into the locker room where I was mid taking off my jeans, saw that I had shorts on, and say, "Did you wear your shorts to school?" And I said, "Yeah." And then he made an announcement to everyone, and I cried. I too had no one to cry with, so I just went home. I never tried out for the basketball team.
Oh, that bounces. God, that's so rough.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, you didn't even have like friends to cry with? We're such good friends. I'd cry with you if you wanted to have a cry about that now.
Well, we're friends now. Back then, I didn't have many friends. Now, like, I mean, I feel that, and that's probably why I can tell you this is because I feel like if I have to cry, which I might do it because I think about it, it's like, those have such impact on you, especially in those years when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, like 12 to
Hmm.
16 has such an impact and you remember those things so vividly. And I think at that point, you're just trying to fit in, and I wasn't able to fit in at that moment. So
Hmm.
now is a chance for me to share with somebody who actually cares, and that's so different than at that time. At that time, I felt so alone, and I felt so embarrassed, and I had no one to turn to. And maybe there was, maybe I did have friends that I just didn't know, but I don't feel like I did, or I could
Hmm.
share that with them.
But what did like the other kids of the basketball tryout say? Did they even like it doesn't even seem that embarrassing to wear clothes underneath other clothes.
Well, they were laughing, and part of it is because the coach was somewhat of a bully.
Mm.
So it's one of those situations of, if you don't watch it, he's going to come
Hmm.
after you. And so I think they were laughing, or maybe I just heard some laughs, and I was so embarrassed by that. It caught me so off guard that I
Yeah.
just went home. And it's a shame because I loved playing basketball, but at that time I was like, So I had like, I mean, I think that year in my life, I just had a lot of like embarrassing things, and I never felt comfortable, so I
Hmm.
didn't want to put myself out there for a lot of things, I didn't
Hmm.
want to like take a risk because I think embarrassment is my biggest fear. I don't think it's like, I think it's like embarrassment and shame. I don't think anything else. I think those are the two that like emotions for me really get to me. So I don't want to say if he's a Brit or not. Like,
Yeah, because we're probably wrong.
this is what I'm
But
thinking.
but being back here at like the high school reunion, don't you feel some of these emotions coming on? Like I feel like people are
Yes,
looking at me.
1,000%. Are you kidding me? It's so intense. I think like, why, if you hadn't to come back,
Mm.
then there's no way I'd be here. I'm like, there's no way that I would show up on my own. And then you
No.
you said, let's go. And I'm like, at least I know I'd have fun with you. Like, I know
Yeah.
that would be for sure.
Yeah, like I mostly came because I thought that you wanted to go. Um, so I didn't want to let you down. So I thought it would be great to go. But we've been standing in this corner for a while, and they've all been over there laughing, and I still feel like they're laughing at me. And
Well, I
I
think,
just can't tell if Jenna's husband's a Brit or not. I can't tell.
and you know what, the thing that I'm worried about is like, they're coming back. Like, they're coming back. And yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. I'm watching. It's like they're there and they're laughing. And my thought is, they're laughing because they know they have to come back and hear it. But is the truth that, or is the truth that they're just enjoying themselves? I mean, they don't seem to be like laughing in our direction. But my first thought is high school cliques made fun of talking about me. Like that goes right down there. And I don't know if they are.
Well, there's two things that we could possibly do in this situation right now.
Go
We
home.
could go up. Okay, three. Well, four. There's a number of things that we could possibly do in this
What are the two?
situation.
What are
But the
the
two
two?
that The two I was firstly going to say were that we could walk right up to the middle of the group and just see what they're talking about.
Yes.
The other thing we could do is just talk about them and laugh. The other thing we could do is go home, or you could come join me in the bathroom for just a little cry, just like a small, like just a one little cry in the bathroom, like just like a number 4. I thought so.
I think it's okay to cry.
Me too.
It's a shame. It's like it's a perfectly normal function, and I've spent many years in therapy to accept that as who I am, and to accept that like crying is not a bad thing. Crying just shows that you're human. Crying, we all want to do it, and I think the more you suppress it, the worse off it's going to be.
We're still going to the bathroom, right?
I mean, it seems like we're starting to cry right now. Oh no.
Oh God, I can't. Oh no, they're looking. Oh God, they're looking right at you.
I can't stop.
Don't. Oh no, you're attracting so much attention.
Now I'm not even like, I'm trying to stop. I just can't stop right now.
No one's laughing anymore.
They probably weren't laughing at us then. Or maybe were they?
Oh God, is this how they'll remember us?
On the plus side, though, we'll be remembered.
You know, because you were saying your two fears were embarrassment and shame.
Yeah, those are
my like I have huge fears about, you know, just like not being remembered. So I think that's why I just act so flamboyantly, and then they'll be like, oh, there goes the crying girl. And at least I had a title, you know, somebody signed my yearbook and said, actually it was Jenna. I should really go talk to Jenna and ask if her husband's British or not.
I mean, that seems like that's the end. I mean, what? It's not. Is it offensive? I don't think it's offensive.
I don't know. Like, what if he's been asked before if he's British, and then that sent him down some sort of spiral where he just questioned his own identity, like he didn't know if he was adopted or not, and he was really British, but or really from South Africa or New Zealand.
And maybe he's like, you know what? I don't want to. I'm gonna try and attempt this.
Yeah, please, yeah, because maybe I'll hear it. Maybe I'll be able to hear it.
And you know, that's what they're really good at. Like, I'm not good at music, but I'm good at adopting. I can't recognize it, but I'm really good at mimic. All right. So what if he says this to you? I can't tell if you're making fun of me or not.
Oh,
like,
but then
what did that sound like? What did that sound like? British?
It really could be British. Maybe we just take a strong hold on it being British.
I think we stand in this together. We make a choice one way or the other, and we just stick with it. Oh shit. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
You're British, aren't you? Tell us the truth! Tell us! Why are they leaving? Why did he turn around? I just wanted to ask him a question.
Hello. Steve. Oh, how great was that?
I turned my camera off, so I have no idea what my face looks like, which brings me back to what it's like to be in theater. I have no idea what I look like right now.
You turned your camera off?
Well, like, no, like my view. Ow, I hit myself in the face. I have my view of myself, like I'm looking only at you.
Oh, as it should be.
And your wonderful painting.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that as far as like, because you are a very much a stage performer, like, and own that, and we talked a little bit about like, how do you translate that into the online situation? And
yeah,
maybe it is. I mean, that's a good idea, is like to turn the camera off, because then you're not looking at yourself, but you're taking in that other person more, which I think is a good step to have to get that part of it. Because, you know, we didn't start doing this. It wasn't like, oh, one day I hope to be doing improv in my room by myself.
No,
it's like it's the only thing we have right now.
Yeah, no, and I'm enjoying doing it, like connecting with other people, but For me, like I've been doing theater since I was 4. So I grew up a theater kid. So in real life, my movement, like I have big facial movements and I gesticulate enough and I knock things over and you just like when you see somebody do that on camera, they look like a mental person
It's
or
too big.
like it's way too big. And you know, like Kenneth Branagh is like a very good example of it. Like he is an Olivier Award winning
Yeah.
theater actor. He's a brilliant theater actor, but on camera it doesn't translate at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my fear of kind of doing the online stuff. But instead I started doing a lot of audio.
Oh yeah, tell us a little bit about that because you've kind of really started gravitating towards the audio, both audio sketch and improv.
Yeah, so I did an audio sketch before the lockdown happened with Owen Sullivan, who produced it from the Copenhagen podcast, and Adrian McKinder, my comedy partner, wrote it years ago. And we and then like you know Kate and Charles and Gordon are the other voices on it, and we had a blast. And I loved this, and I was giggling again, like you know when you first start doing improv and you just laugh so much.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that, and that was fully scripted. And then during lockdown, Owen and Martin from Surreal, we were talking to each other and we said, why don't we do an improvised murder mystery? And again, it's just like crying, laughing,
Yeah.
doing these improvised murder mysteries. And then so Adrian and I are also doing some improvised radio plays. So Adrian from If These Walls Could Talk. So we do currently like an improvised film noir radio play. And we're also trying to find other things that have that sort of vintagey sound because we're recording in different locations. So we've also got in the works like some like wartime pieces and stuff like that. But they're all fully improvised, and I'm learning to do it because I'm such a physical person.
Yeah, totally.
And my characters are totally physical. So I'm really having to just use my voice. But when you record, you can still be really physical, which is really weird. Like if someone's just looking at you, it looks insane.
Like you're a mental patient.
Yes, exactly. I hope this one comes out soon. But I was like a jazz singer in one of our murder mysteries called Mustard Jam Fingers, and I can't do that voice without being like this. And I talked to Adrian about it, and he said, "Oh, if you've ever watched people who do voiceovers, they contort their face to get that sound, and so I get to still have that physicality."
I mean, it's so true. Like voiceover actors do all of that, and you got to project onto that tiny little microphone. And so I know some VO people, and when they're in the booth and you watch them, it's hilarious because they are way into it. And what's that movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The guy who played the rabbit, Charles Fleischer, dressed up in a bunny suit every day. So he would wear a bunny suit in the booth to play that character. And so I definitely think like it can still have that element of like theatricality to it in this time, which is, I love the fact that people are exploring that audio, especially using audio for improv and sketch and even narrative stuff. It's really good. Like I've always been a big fan of like radio, especially like the 40s and 30s and 40s when it was like, I really enjoy watching that stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to see, but I can't wait to hear all the things you're doing because it's such a great creative. You're part of that creative bunch right there, and people who are doing, and that's the bigger part of this is like people who are actually doing stuff and not just like saying, oh, it can't be done, but more like, oh, what is it I like? Maybe I don't like doing online improv, but maybe online improv audio. So finding still whatever that brings you joy.
I think it's because I'm such a person, like I'm always busy. I have like 4 teams, like currently still working on things. I've got 3 audio projects. I've got other projects and things like this. And I can't not be busy. It's the devil makes work for idle hands. So I couldn't sit here during the whole lockdown hoping it would all end. I had to do classes online and other projects and keep going. And this is our 3rd show together.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Every time I do a show, I'm always like reaching out to you first. I'm like, come do the show with me. Come do the show. And
but that's so awesome. Like we were saying before about getting to meet people all over the world. And we did one of the first Improv Famous that I did with you. And there was a man on it, and I was like, wow, he's so good. He's got this amazing calm energy. I recognized him. And I was thinking for days. And it was, oh God, now I forgot his name. Withers. But from Fuck That Shit. Fuck.
Wait, which one? Which one?
Terry Withers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. From Fuck That Shit. And it was like, I've seen so many of their shows online. And then I was like, while we were in the show together, I was looking at this man being like, God, he's such a good improviser. Like, who is he? He's like one of those famous improvisers on earth.
Yeah. It's like, it seems, I know that face. Where is it? It's like, oh, right.
Oh, yeah. And that's what's amazing about this is that I don't have to be in the States to come and like play with amazing people and like get to spend time with you who I haven't seen in like a year now, I guess, or if not more.
I think I got like May 1st, I came back to LA last year. And I was looking at some of the pictures and like some of the April pictures with the festival and then getting ready to come back and then getting back. And yeah, this has afforded me a luxury of like, okay, let's still play with people you like to play with. And it's kind of like people don't have, you don't have to coordinate like schedules or when you're going to be in a certain area. It's more like, okay, when do you have free? And it's like, great, you have that time free? Cool, let's do something and touch base that way. So it's always it's so fun. I love playing with you. You're so hilarious. And I'm
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. You're the best, Sarah. Oh, wait, before we go, I think you kind of covered some of the places, but where can people find you online? Like if they want to, because you're also a great teacher and coach for improv and performer. So yeah, where are some places they can
so on Facebook, Sarah McGillion, I have my business Facebook page and then my personal one. And then also If These Walls Could Talk is my duo with Adrian McKinder. And yeah, if you follow Sarah McGillion, you'll find all the stuff that I post, all the audio improv and other virtual shows.
Well, that's awesome.
And teaching and everything.
Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. And if you ever have a chance to reach out to Sarah to get her to be a teacher, she's one of the best improv teachers that there is. And I'm not just saying that because for no reason. I'm saying that because
I'm right here.
Yeah, because you're right here. You can't see me. You don't know if I'm giving thumbs up or thumbs down. All right. Great seeing you, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Bye.
Bye.